Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. Take a look at my brand new glass mat, everybody. My husband surprised me with this fabulous glass mat. You can't even see the whole thing, it's so big, but there's a fabulous rainbow of splatter up at the top and actually the bottom, and he got me all of these adorable little magnetic pucks. If you are not familiar with Glassboard Studios, they make just simply fantastic glass mats, and you can get them with metal on the back that goes all the way across the entire back, and you can get all different magnets and they will stick. Now my dies aren't sticking because this is not a magnet, but you can get, like I said, all different magnets to stick. And if you are stenciling or if you want to hold something down while you're gluing, these magnets are great. There's different styles. I'm really excited. The only thing that I'm concerned with at the moment is the reflection of my light here. Let me know in the comments if this is troubling to you. I don't like seeing it, but if I move it back, it makes my screen and my workspace much darker. And I don't really want to put like a mat here. I tried doing this. This is a Tim Holtz mat, but I don't like that. It takes away and it shrinks my workspace. Let me know if this bothers you. I'm hoping I can come up with some type of a solution, but at the moment I don't have one, and I just want to get crafting with you. So what are we talking about today? We are going to be talking about some of the Spellbinders Club Kits. I'm super excited because I am going to be participating in showing off the club kits each and every month with you in 2025. I'm going to be doing, I believe, 6 of them. And there are many more than that. There's a whole bunch of them that I'm not working with. But again, I will be working with, I think it's 6 of them each month. So I hope that you look forward to that because the club dies and other accessories like embossing folders and stencils and wax seals and all of this stuff, they're always so fun and inspiring. And a lot of times they coordinate really well together. And that is the case with this month. We are going to be working today with the die of the month, which is this adorable dragonfly. You've got a couple of flowers, you've got a hello sentiment, and the embossing folder of the month. Check out this cool pattern. It's like kind of a rocky path kind of thing. I just like it. It's cool. It's got a rocky vibe to it, and I think it's really fun. And we're going to be using these together. So again, you've got this dragonfly for the die of the month. This is not the large die of the month. This is the die of the month. This is the dragonfly base and the top layer. Then we've got a couple of layers for the wings here. You can use them together or just choose one to work with. We'll be using them together. This funny little piece here is the face. So when that gets cut out, that's going to be hanging out right there so that the eyes are more pronounced. And then again, you have these florals. You've got 2 stems going in opposite directions, the flowers, and then the centers of the flowers, plus this wonderful little hello. And who doesn't need a good scripty hello once in a while, right? So what we're going to do, I'm going to do this off camera because it's a little time consuming. I am going to cut these pieces out, not the flowers today. We're not using those today. I'm going to be using this gorgeous copper foiled cardstock and vellum. These are both from Michaels. Actually, this is from Michaels too, this black cardstock. This is 100 pound, I believe. Just a nice thick weight. And I'm going to cut all of these pieces out of these, and I'm going to glue them off camera too because you don't really need to see all of that. And then we'll see how we're going to incorporate the embossing folder. Okay, here is that beautiful dragonfly. How pretty is that? I realized after I had glued this that maybe I should have put the wings on top of the body, but it's okay. I think it's still really, really pretty. I mean, I love the foil with the vellum. It's just lovely. And then I cut out the hello out of both the copper and the black. I'm not sure which one we're going to use. Maybe we'll layer them together. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black cardstock. This is the same cardstock I used for the dragonfly. And we're going to put it in this embossing folder here. Again, this is the embossing folder of the month. But first what I want to do is I'm going to just spritz it with some water off camera because I don't want to soak my surface. Just a little bit of water. I don't know if you could see that a little bit. And we're going to just run this through my die cut machine and have a fantastic textured pattern when it's done. All right, we have run that through. Look at that. Now again, this is a regular embossing folder. It's not a 3D, so there's not going to be all sorts of different levels with this particular one, but still plenty of texture and dimension happening. I really like this. Oh, and I wanted to show you the back. This is how I've glued it all together of the dragonfly. See? So I probably should have put those wings on top, but it's all good. I think it's adorable anyway. Okay, so this guy is going to look fantastic on here, but I really want to enhance that texture. So to do that, I happen to have my Delicata ink in Celestial Copper. I just re-inked this baby, so it could be a little bit juicier than I want it, but we're going to see. We're going to carefully, very carefully, lightly brush the surface of this, just so that we can get that inky color where that raised area, or the raised areas are. Check that out. Look at how pretty that is. Doesn't have to be complete coverage if you don't want it to. I probably won't go for complete coverage, but I'm hardly touching it. It's not, you don't want to apply pressure, because then, especially since this is really juicy right now, it'll squish into the areas that you don't want it. So I'm just barely rubbing the surface of this. We just want to highlight those raised areas. And it's honestly a little bit easier to do that with a 2D embossing folder than a 3D, since they're all at the same level. You know, when you work with the 3D embossing folders, of course it can be done. I've got videos on that. Sometimes it's a little trickier to get those mid-levels to get ink on them, if that's what you're going for. All right. Check this out. Look at how pretty that is. I love this ink, and it looks so cool with this folder. Okay. And look at that dragonfly. Oh, he's so big. I love him. I think he's fabulous. That hello looks all right, but you know, we might want to do something. Yeah, the black is no good. The black just gets totally lost. I think that we're going to want to use some vellum to enhance it so that it stands out but doesn't take away from that background. I think that we're going to do that. So let me grab some more vellum and figure out what we're going to do with that. I grabbed the pierced mini label die set. There's actually 2 dies in this set. Let me show you the other one. This is an older set, and I believe that it's on sale right now at the time of taping this. So you get both of these dies in the set, but I wanted to use this one because I thought it worked a little bit better with our dragonfly, and I have die cut it out of vellum. And I think it's going to look just perfect right here, so that it helps that that word to stand out, but it doesn't take away from the background. I think that that's really nice. And we're not going to use this black hello, but what I like to do is I just store it with my dies in whatever container I'm storing my dies. I'll put it in there. If I wind up accumulating a lot, I'll grab an envelope and put that in with the dies as well. So what we're going to do now is just adhere everything together and figure out our card base. So the first thing is we're going to work with this hello, and then we'll get it onto that label. So I'm going to apply some Barely Arts glue. Don't really need a whole lot. And then we're going to use the magnets that I have with my Glassboard to hold it in place. That looks pretty good. So then you can just boop right on top there and hold. You could see that they want to hang out together. They really like to kind of come together, so you got to be careful of that. And then we're going to attach our dragonfly. Now this panel is cut to 4 by 5 1/4, so it's smaller than a card base. So it's okay that this overhangs a little bit. You could see here and here it's kind of hanging over a little bit, and that is totally fine because our card base is going to wind up being bigger. Now, because this is vellum, you want to make sure that you don't just put adhesive all over the back of the wings. Try to stick to where the copper is, or whatever color you decide to work with. And you don't have to do every single spot. This glue will hold really well, but you don't want them to kind of really lift a whole lot either. This glue does dry clear, but still you want to try to be a little careful. I'm making kind of a mess right now. I'm not even on screen, my apologies. Usually I would work flat on my surface, but I don't want to start messing with my camera right now. Okay, that should be okay. Now you'll see some of the glue here, but it should dry clear. Clear enough where it's not going to show. I'm going to grab another magnet, hold this down, make sure we like where our hello is. I should probably raise this up a little bit. Let's go up. I think that's better. I can rub this excess glue away. I can also use, where's my eraser? I have a rubber cement eraser, and I like to use that if I have glue in areas that I don't want it. So we can just work that out, but it's fine. All right, for my hello, I'm going to only apply adhesive to where the hello actually is, because again, this is vellum and I don't want it to show. So I'm just going to quickly add some glue. You can see how fine the line of glue is because of that tip that's on this glue, which is great. A little bit of fuzz. Okay. That looks pretty good. We can stick that in place, and then we can decide what we're going to do with our card base. Okay, I have a black card base here. I'm going to remove my magnets. Let's take a nice close-up look at how pretty this is. Oh, I love that. I love it. Okay, we're going to put this on here, but as many of you know, I don't really like leaving my card bases plain, particularly white, but I have done it recently. You'll get to see that on my blog soon. So we're going to take the Delicata out again and go around the edges. Speaking of my blog, I am not going to be able to film videos for all of the club kits that I'm working with, at least not at this point, because again, it's a bunch each month, and I'm not going to necessarily combine them all the time. So please make sure that you visit my blog, AlisonHeikkila.com. Of course, it will be linked below, just as all of the products I am working with will be linked below. And make sure that you check in, because I have a lot more on my blog than I do on my YouTube channel, just because of time and when I create. And to be perfectly honest, I don't love dealing with the editing process of making videos and all of that. And I try to do as little editing as possible, but really, I want to craft. I want to craft. And if I make videos for everything, I'll have a lot less time to create for you. So please make sure that you check out my blog. There's always a ton of information over there. Lots of photographs. And I lost my other glue. Here it is. And you'll get, a lot more inspiration over there. Not that I don't want you to come here, because of course I do. But I don't want you to miss all the other projects that I have going on. I know that the large die of the month for January is going to be on my blog, for example, and not on my YouTube channel. And I tell you what, guys, it is so pretty. Oh my goodness. As soon as I got it in the mail, I had to work with it, like immediately, because I just fell in love with it. It's gorgeous. And there's so many options. It's just beautiful. So I do hope that you'll visit once in a while and take a look and see what else I've got going on over there. Okay. This is our card. We're just going to let it sit for a moment. I hope that you're excited to see, all of these club kits here on my channel. I'm excited to share them with you. You can get all of the information on how the clubs work over at Spellbinders. So any questions that you may have, you'll be able to get all of them answered over there. But this is the die of the month and the embossing folder of the month for January, plus the pierced mini labels, which came out a while ago. But that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have some inspiration. I hope that you love this dragonfly as much as I do. I'll have another project with him at some point this month. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will be back very soon with another video. Be well, stay safe. Peace out.